guys, it's your girl Carrie, and I am so excited to be sharing today's video because this has been probably my most requested video. Last year I did a video on 8 unusual tips that you need to know to prepare for out-of-town guests, and one of those tips was my pest control, my DIY pest control, and many of you wanted further information on what I actually used in order to control pests in my home. I had really been intending to do a video, I just never got around to it, and here we are, fast forward a year later, right around that holiday time, right around the time when guests and college kids and things like that are going to be coming back home, and I am ready to implement my pest control system, so I thought I'd record that. Now this video is not going to probably benefit those that may have an infestation of pests. I am not familiar with that. I think you would need to call a pro, but this video is really going to hone in on just prevention and maintenance. Now, one of the things I said in that video was, you know, when you have children that are away at school, you don't know who they're hanging out with, you don't know whose apartments they're in, you don't know what's in their apartment, and then they come home and they stay for the extended breaks and things like that. You don't want to risk the chance of them bringing anything home. So a few days before my college daughter would come home for holidays or breaks, I would just implement my pest control system to just make sure that if she were to bring anything home, it would be eradicated immediately. So I don't know if many of you all know, but my eldest daughter Taylor, she graduated college this year, and we were so happy that she finally had a proper graduation. They kept canceling it due to the pandemic, but we actually got to go to her graduation. So shortly after graduating, my eldest daughter landed a job in her field, and she is super excited. She has already made some great contributions to her team, and now she is grown. Like, I mean, I am no longer on my mama's health insurance grown. I'm salary grown. I am 401k grown. I am stock options grown. I am signing bonus grown. I am relocation package grown. I am a call my mama up and say, hey mom, what size do you wear? I'm at the store. I'm going to grab these blazers for you type of grown. Now that's the best kind of grown, when your kids pay it forward and look out for their parents. And I am super proud and happy for her. So in the midst of all of this, Taylor is coming home to stay with us for a couple of weeks until her grown woman place is ready for her to move in. Her lease, she isn't allowed to move into her place until the first week of November. So since she's coming home and she'll be bringing all kinds of boxes and things like that, I wanted to make sure that I exterminated our home before she got here with all of her packages. So let me share with you what I will be using to do that, and then also I purchased her own kit, and that will be one of my housewarming gifts for her, and so she can also keep up that process when she moves into her new place. We want to make sure that we just initially give it a good spray down just in case, you never know, and you know, make sure that she has no issues. So the first item I have is my little exterminator sprayer, and this is a multi-purpose sprayer, and I will leave a link to this one or something similar in the description box below. Now the sprayer looks like this. You know, I'm my own little exterminator. It has a little wand, and we just fill it with our solution. So in addition to the sprayer, you're going to need a gallon of water. And I use distilled water because if I don't use up all the solution at one time, you can keep it up to 2 months. But you want to make sure you have like purified or distilled water so that there are no microorganisms in the water and it won't, you know, mess up your mixture. Now here is the kit. This is the kit. It's called an Ortho kit, And I realized that this is something that's unique to my bug spray place. I told you I go to the bug doctor. They put these together and sell them as individual kits because normally the solutions are sold in multiple packs, and that's because they're usually just sold to professionals, not individuals, and they're usually sold in bulk. But they put together these little kits and they sell the kits individually. So I'm going to look for the items on Amazon, and I'm going to try to find the individual ones if they sell them individually. But if they sell them in a pack, I'm going to link that in the description box below as well, so that you can pick this up and make your own kit. Let's take a look to see what's in this kit. The first item is an Orthene PCO pellet, and this is a 1.4 ounce package. You're going to take this, open this up, dump it in your sprayer. And this right here is specifically for roaches. And you have this 1 ounce bottle of Gentrol, and it's by the brand Zippered. And this right here controls roaches, drain flies. Those are like the little flies that get in the drains in your sinks, in your bathroom. It also controls fruit flies, bed bugs, and other pests. And the final item in the bag is this total odor neutralizer. Now this stuff, you know, those two ingredients that you're going to put into your sprayer, they stink. Now they don't stink, they stink really bad. And if you're looking for a natural solution, this is not the move. Do not buy this product. There is nothing natural about this product. And this I could not find online, but this just helps with the odor. So you could just mix the other two and not have this, and you will just and it will work just as well. So what you would do is take your gallon of distilled water, your pellets, and your Gentrol, dump it all into your sprayer, mix it all up, and then you can just spray around the baseboards of your whole entire place. The 1 gallon, I think, is supposed to cover 3,200 square feet. So if you have less than 3,200 square feet, you can save some for later. If you have more than 3,200 square feet, you would just mix up another batch. And so the spray, once I spray that around the perimeter on all the baseboards, I think that's supposed to last up to 2 months. And then what I also do, I purchased this. This is called, let me see if you can see that, Maxforce FC Magnum. And this is like a roach bait gel. And what you do is, there's a syringe in here. Let me see if I can get this out. It's a syringe filled with product. You just pull the tip off, and you go to all of your switch plates in your house. So all of your outlets, you just take the cover off and you squirt a little bit of this behind the outlet. And a lot of time insects, cockroaches, they go through the walls. So they will eat this stuff, go through the walls, and kill anything that may be inside the walls. And this lasts up to, I think, 4 months to a year. So I also use this as an extra precaution. No, I am OCD, but you know, I am a cockroach connoisseur. The first 15 years of my life, I grew up in the projects, so I am no stranger to roaches. And when we finally moved on up, kind of like the Jeffersons, we're moving on up. When I was 15 years old is when my family actually was able to purchase our first home, and we were roach free, and I've been roach free ever since. So whatever I need to do to make sure that I don't ever have to go back to that, I'm going to do it. The next item I want to talk about in my pest control management system are these Nuvan Strips. And I don't want to open them because once I open them, they are activated and I don't want to waste them. Open it up, take it out, and stick it in this cartridge cage, and then just hang it somewhere in the vicinity. And what these are great for, you can use these in your garage. So if you need to get rid of pests in your garage, and these are for all kinds of pests. This will eradicate almost any and everything. A lot of times restaurants use these to make sure you keep, all pests away from the food. Sometimes you can get pests in the flour and the different spices and ingredients that they use in restaurants. So it's good for that. This is good for attics to keep, pests at bay in the attic. And it's not harmful, but you don't want to be around this stuff for more than 4 hours. It says on the instructions, do not place this in a place where you will actively be there for more than 4 hours. So like a garage is great, an attic is great, garbage disposals, garbage cans, they're great if you have like outdoor garbage and you want to make sure that pests don't get in the garbage. It's great for that. And I use this in my attic and in my garage. Type of pests that you might encounter are fruit flies, and I tried this nifty little trick a few years back and it worked so well, so I thought I'd share this with you. And so for those of you who want a natural remedy, this is a natural remedy. So if you have fruit flies in your home for whatever reason, you can take some apple cider vinegar and you just pour it in a glass and you cover the glass with saran wrap, and then you just poke a tiny hole, like with a toothpick or something, in the top. Not a big hole, because you don't want them to be able to get back out. They will be drawn to the smell of the apple cider vinegar. They will find that hole, they will go right in, and then they cannot get out. And you will, if you have enough of them, when you wake up the next morning, you will see them all inside of the glass. So that's another tip and trick that actually works if you have a fruit fly problem. Now, another thing that I want to talk about when we talk about pests, my biggest thing is prevention, and how do you prevent pests from entering into your home in the first place, because most of our pest problems come from bringing them inside the house. And aside from just having, guests come over, kids coming home from college, having large parties in your home, it also, you can bring hitchhikers in from when you're traveling. So one of the things, so I have a, little routine when I travel, when I come back home from traveling. The first thing I do when I travel, first of all, I have all hard suitcases now. This one, my daughter, she got her hard set luggage for her graduation gift, but I do the hard luggage because, number one, it's harder for bugs to hitchhike on hard case luggage. I read that somewhere. I don't know how true it is, but apparently they like the cloth luggage better. And then if you also get a lighter colored luggage, you can see if there's anything on the luggage when you bring it home. So the first thing I do when I bring my luggage home, I spray it. I just spray it down just to make sure that there's nothing on it. I'm not bringing anything into my home. And then I immediately take the contents that are in my suitcase and put it in the wash, just to make sure that I'm not bringing anything into the house. So that's something, you might want to consider, is think about luggage when you're bringing it back into the home from traveling, because there's a lot of stuff that can be on airplanes and, other forms of transportation. And another big way that you can bring pests into your home that you might not think about or realize is if you are a thrifter. Like, I'm an avid thrifter. I buy a lot of used items, but I take extreme precautions so that I won't bring unwanted guests into my home. So for example, there are certain things that I don't buy thrifted because they are prone to house, pests. For example, I don't do electronics and things like that from, thrift stores, because a lot of times pests do like to get into electronics and appliances, refrigerators, things like that, and you'll bring that home and you'll wonder, well, wait a minute, why am I seeing these little bugs? What's going on? I just don't do appliances or electronics at the thrift store. Another thing is clothing items. I typically don't buy thrifted clothing, but on rare occasions I do, and if I am buying a thrifted clothing item, when I purchase it, I make sure it's sealed tight and shut. The plastic bag is shut, and as soon as I get it home, it goes directly into the wash, just to make sure. And I always put it on the hottest setting so that whatever may potentially be in the clothing will automatically be killed. Another thing is when you're buying furniture, like if you're buying secondhand furniture, I always make sure I pay for it, and then I ask them, can I leave it here for a little while? Because most of the times I can't get it into the car myself, or the car I'm driving, it might not fit, or whatever the case may be. And so after I buy the piece, I will come back and I have my little spray. I will spray it down before I even bring it home, just to make sure that there is nothing on the furniture. Because a lot of times when you find older antique dressers and things like that, when you flip it over on the underside, you'll see a lot of cobwebs, you'll see a lot of spiders' eggs and things like that, and you don't want to bring that in your home. You want to make sure that everything is, you know, pretty much dead. So I'll spray my item before I even put it in my car, and then when I get it home, I leave it in the garage for a couple of weeks and I wash it down. I clean it immediately so that if there's any chance of something being on it or in it, it will get taken care of immediately then. So that's how I make sure that I don't bring anything into my home from thrift stores. Now, if I'm purchasing dishes or something like that, again, it goes into a bag. The bag is sealed up and I put it in a box in my trunk. As soon as I get those things home, I soak them in bleach. And I know some people want to use natural things. They think bleach is toxic. To each his own. I bleach everything. So I bleach all of my dishes and things like that if I get it secondhand. Another consideration as to how pests can get in your home is by bringing the outdoors in. For example, I love to use pine cones, and you can collect these from outdoors, but again, critters live inside the pine cones and different things, acorns. So if you decide to bring things from the outside in, you have to make sure that you properly clean them. So for my pine cones, I will soak them and then bake them in the oven at 180 to about 220 degrees, and that should kill everything that might be living inside the pine cone. Let them dry out and you get some nice fluffy pine cones. You only have to do this once and you'll have pine cones year after year. And you would do the same thing for acorns as well. And another tip that I use for venting and maintenance for pests in my home, I make sure that all of my beds are sealed and covered with protective covers. So the mattress, both mattress, the box spring and the actual mattress, is covered with a zippered cover, and the types of covers I get will prevent they're waterproof, so it will prevent any wetness. So if someone accidentally urinated on the bed or in the bed, it won't mess up the mattress. And then it also is allergen proof and bed bug proof. So if something is in there, it's not getting out. So I make sure that all of my beds are protected that way. So that is my entire pest control maintenance system. All of the links to everything that I use will be in the description box below. I hope this has been helpful for you all. And if anyone is watching this video, if you have any natural cures that you know, if you have any natural remedies that you know about, or any other remedies that I have not discussed here, please share and leave them in the comments below. We all would like to know what everyone is doing to make sure their homes are pest free. And until next time, I'm going to keep calm and carry on. Bye guys.